And good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Scruggs, and I'm the Community Outreach Manager with the Purple Line, and we are thrilled to have you with us this evening for our 16th CAP meeting focused on the Silver Spring area. This meeting is being recorded, and you'll find this evening's presentation along with that recording soon on our website, purplelinemd.com. We're also informing all attendees tonight that the use of AI-powered tools, including transcription, summarization, and other similar features, is prohibited by the Maryland Department of Transportation for all virtual meetings, such as our Microsoft Teams meeting tonight. Please be assured that this presentation will be available to view on the Purple Line website as soon as possible, along with responses to the questions that are answered tonight. For those of you who would like a live translation, Microsoft Teams can translate this evening's comments into a number of languages, including Spanish, Arabic, Chinese, French, and many others. Instructions for seeing the live translations are being placed in the chat now. We kindly ask everyone to mute your microphones and keep your cameras off until the presentation is finished and we move into the question and answer session. Stephanie, a member of the Communications and Outreach team, will now relay this information to you in Spanish. Stephanie.
Hola y bienvenidos. Esta reunión se está grabando y pronto encontrarás la presentación de esta noche junto con esta grabación en nuestra página web purplelinemd.com. También estamos informando a todos los asistentes esta noche que el uso de AI está prohibido por el Departamento de Transporte de Maryland para todas las reuniones virtuales. Por favor, ten la seguridad de que esta presentación estará disponible para ver en la web Purple Line lo antes posible, junto con respuestas a las preguntas respondidas esta noche. Para quienes desean una traducción en vivo, Microsoft Teams puede traducir los comentarios de esta noche a varios idiomas, incluyendo español, árabe, chino, francés y muchos más. Se están colocando instrucciones para ver las traducciones en vivo en la sección del chat. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Stephanie. We can jump to there we go. Thanks so much. Tonight, the team will provide an exciting updates, on the project, including new testing updates and completed and upcoming construction work along the alignment. You'll be one of the first groups to view our spring progress video and see the latest photos along the alignment. After the team shares updates, we'll also look into recent community and business engagement and wrap up with a live question and answer session. Tonight, we are joined by several project leaders, some of whom you've met before, and some of whom are new faces to our CAP meetings. Tonight, we're happy to introduce the newest member of our project's leadership team, Mike Ollinger, the Maryland Transit Administration's Director of Operations for the Purple Line. We are also very happy to be joined tonight by Ray Biggs II, Maryland Transit Administration's Senior Project Director for the Purple Line, John Undelin, the Communications Director for our concessionaire, Purple Line Transit Partners, Hugo Fonteroche, the Project Executive for Maryland Transit Solutions, the project's builder, Luis Rivera, the General Manager of the Purple Line Transit Operators, Manuel Marino, a Construction Area Manager for MTS, myself, Chris Scruggs, MTA Community Outreach Manager, Christina Espinelli, MTS Construction Segment Lead, and Ricardo Gracia, MTS Construction Segment Lead, and last but not least, Matt Pripich, an MTS Corridor Wide Manager. Tonight, we'll cover the segment of the Purple Line that includes the following stations: Silver Spring Station, Silver Spring Library Station, and the Dale Drive Station. And with that, please let me introduce our Senior Project Director, Ray Biggs.
Thank you, Chris. We're excited to share our Spring 2026 progress video with you. The Purple Line project evolved and transformed throughout 2025, and now in 2026, we're seeing Purple Line light rail vehicles in motion all along the eastern side of the alignment, from New Carrollton all the way to Adelphi Road. Our latest video highlights this incredible progress this year, and we've also included stories that show how the community, or the Purple Line, is connecting communities across Montgomery County, Prince George's County, and beyond. Let's play the video.
I believe that this Purple Line will help businesses.
I think that it's going to make people's trips to getting to jobs and to the University of Maryland amazing. It'll be much easier to do shopping, get to the local libraries. And the Purple Line is going to be like a brand new baby. It's going to be so exciting. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. Yes.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it.
Ok, la línea morada traerá beneficios a las comunidades latinas por el transporte, que se va a tener más acceso al transporte y más comunicación de varias ciudades o comunidades, y para las pequeñas empresas.
And I believe this light rail will be a life-changing. It will be a pretty fast speed.
I don't see a benefit for just one community. I see it as a whole. Purple Line is the community at that point.
And this will really improve the lives of a lot of people.
Across the Purple Line corridor from the eastern terminus in New Carrollton to the west side in Bethesda, the Purple Line is now in motion. Once, it used to be a segmented construction site, and now it is a full alignment connecting communities across Prince George's County and Montgomery County.
Earlier this spring, Purple Line crews installed the final section of track on Wayne Avenue, an important project milestone. With the rails now in place, the project shifts focus toward the systems that power and operate the Purple Line. The systems are what make the Purple Line run, from the overhead power that energizes the trains to the communications networks that keep everything connected. This is where the railway really comes together. More than 1,000 live feed cameras, thousands of sensors, and integrated traffic control devices are being installed along the corridor. These systems communicate with stations, intersections, and pedestrian crossings to keep riders and the surrounding communities informed and safe. Once testing is complete, operators in the control center will be able to see every light rail vehicle in real time and monitor activity across the entire system. Supporting those operations, the Littonsville Operations and Maintenance Facility is nearing completion. The facility includes additional storage tracks, maintenance areas for the light rail vehicles, and a backup control center to support trains as they move along the line. In Bethesda, progress continues on the station lobby located just below ground level, and as crews place tons of concrete for the elevators and the cavern, preparations are underway for the complex connection between the Purple Line and Metro's Red Line. Work is also advancing on the Capitol Crescent Trail, where crews are constructing new retaining walls, installing drainage, and beginning paving operations between Bethesda and Silver Spring. Across the corridor, crews are also completing sidewalks, driveways, and other finishing touches that reconnect neighborhoods and restore the streets surrounding the new line. Inside the Plymouth Tunnel, track installation is complete, and crews are now installing the overhead wiring that will power trains through the tunnel. With spring growth, the project's corridor will be turning green as crews plant thousands of trees and other landscaping elements along the alignment, restoring the corridor and enhancing the communities along the line. Through the University of Maryland and Prince George's County, heavy construction is giving way to finishing crews and the installation of complex systems and utilities. The elevated station in Riverdale now has elevators and stairs in place, signaling its readiness to begin serving the public. At the Purple Line's eastern terminus, crews are also applying final finishes, and construction along Ellen Road is nearing completion. Meanwhile, system testing continues along the Purple Line. Light rail vehicles have already traveled from New Carrollton to the University of Maryland campus, and testing will continue along the entire corridor in the months ahead. Testing typically takes place at night and is supported by maintenance of traffic teams and local police directing traffic to help keep everyone safe.
As the Purple Line moves towards completion, we encourage you to sign up for project notifications and to follow us at Purple Line MD. Together, we are keeping the Purple Line in motion. Here you can see our construction progress graphic, and as you'll notice, the project is now 88% complete. Over the last year and a half, we've reached some really important milestones that include starting light rail vehicle testing on the test track in March of 2025, delivering all 28 vehicles to the Glen Ridge Operations and Maintenance Facility on Veterans Parkway, also in the fall of 2025, and coming up in just the next week or so, installing the final section of track along the alignment near Silver Spring, connecting all 16 miles of the Purple Line. Tonight, you'll hear more about what's ahead, including the expansion of live wire testing in the Riverdale Park and College Park areas, and how light rail vehicle testing will continue to expand throughout 2026. With that, I'll hand things over to Matt to walk us through the testing and safety slides. Thanks, everyone, and I'll see you again at the end of the presentation. Matt, over to you.
Thanks, Ray. Good evening, everyone. Happy to share some slides of some testing and progress updates here. Some great photos of our testing on the University of Maryland campus. Very exciting time for the project to move the trains through the campus. Great. This slide of our Glen Ridge Operations and Maintenance Facility, you can see in the upper left, we have received all of our trains at this time to the OMF facility. All of the trains have undergone and completed their initial acceptance testing at the facility. The OMF facility is the headquarters of PLTO, the Operations and Maintenance Team for the Purple Line. It is also a centralized place for personnel training and maintenance of the LRVs. And last but not least, a sneak peek there in the bottom left into the Operations Control Center, which is the heartbeat of the system. Light rail vehicles, as I stated, all 28 vehicles have been delivered and completed their initial testing, which includes safety elements, overhead power connectivity, LRV propulsion, braking, and communications between the trains and the operations and maintenance facility itself. Purple Line testing. So testing of the newly completed track and OCS wires, onboard systems, traffic signals, gates, and other systems to run the Purple Line. Each section of the Purple Line alignment is completed in testing phases. Test track we completed last year along with section 1 and 2. Wrapping up 2 right now and starting and currently undertaking testing in section 3, with testing to commence throughout the alignment this year. Maintenance of traffic during testing. Of interest to a lot of our community members during testing and until we have all of the systems certified and operational, we will utilize maintenance of traffic operations, including police and flaggers and intermittent traffic stops to ensure we complete our testing in a safe manner. Specific MOT protocols are developed for each test section and each intersection. Hours of the testing are weekdays from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. and what will occur through the end of this year. And the public should consider the section live and expect to see LRVs periodically during these testing periods. Testing outreach. Our outreach teams put a great effort forward to communicate the dates and times of the testing. Some of the methods that they use are door hangers, on-site notifications with variable message signs, outreach coordination, in-person outreach to local businesses and schools, communities, that are impacted by the testing, school safety presentations highlighting best practices, ride safe bike and scooter safety outreach programs. And we encourage you to visit the new testing and safety page on purplelinemd.com for more details. We also send public notifications to the outreach lists. All right, last but not least, testing safety. During and after testing, the public should consider all tracks and OCS wires live and expect to see the LRVs periodically, day or night. Safety reminders: see tracks, think train. Obey the traffic signals and always expect a train and look both ways before crossing the tracks. Use approved crosswalks only. Do not walk on or near the tracks, and do not stop or park on the tracks. And a final reminder, our overhead catenary system carries 1500 volts DC. Please always assume these wires are live and carrying extremely dangerous electric current at all times. All right, thank you for that. I'll hand it over to Manuel.
Thank you, Matt. On this part, the rail installation, it's completed from Colesville Road all the way to Manchester Place Station. On the Spring Street Bridge, we are making our heads towards completion. We have completed the abutment, retaining walls, girder erection, and we have started with some of the pours for the bridge deck construction. We are aiming to complete the deck construction and utility final relocation, as well as the pavement and the roadway construction towards the bridge along the summer of 2026. And after construction, we will coordinate with the county for final acceptance and make sure that everything is ready for open to public. Now I'm gonna pass it to Christina. She has more details than I.
Hey, good evening, everyone. My name's Christina. I'm with MTS. I'm here to go over a few areas in downtown Silver Spring. Starting off with our Colesville Road aerial bridge. Recently, we completed all the track placements along the span of the bridge, as well as the safety railing that goes on the edge for that emergency walkway. And we did remove safety overhangs. Majority of the bridge, we did focus on the area over Colesville Road. There's a few areas that we're still working on completing over the tracks, but that is progressing and will be done in the near future. Upcoming work here is we're continuing the CCT Bridge, Capitol Crescent Trail Bridge, finishing the last span over there and the concrete placements on that deck. And that should be also ongoing in the near future. At the Silver Spring Station, track installation also has completed, as we mentioned, it continued through the bridge, through the station, as well as the installation of station utilities for our canopy drainage, as well as our elevator and stairs. Elevators right now are up and running and ready for final certification, and the stair was finally erected in our entry tower to get access up from the ground level to the station. We're still continuing several station elements, architectural finishes, joint sealing on the concrete, as well as the remaining punch list on the staircase, finishing up the handrail, guardrails, and finishing up also the OCS poles installation and wire installation that run throughout the station. At the SST Transit Center at the Silver Springs Metro Station, we are continuing to install the structural steel for our stair canopies and the overall overhead canopies. Our construction here is still ongoing. We're still working on some architectural concrete and some of the other station elements, architectural finishes, glass cladding, and the different elements to get this all up and running, as well as our utility installations, final electrical feeds to the stations, also the storm drainage system for this, and the sanitary connections as well. And next we have Ricardo, who will go over the other areas.
Thank you very much, Cristina. Hi, my name is Ricardo Gracia with NTS. In Bonifant Street, from between Ramsey Avenue and Georgia Avenue, we have completed the track installation, the sidewalk and curb construction, and the base asphalt paving. Coming up, we have to complete finalize the last couple items of the roadway, some overhead utility relocations, the OCS wires, activate the traffic signals at Dixon Avenue and Ramsey Street, and open Dixon Avenue. So in Bonifant Street, we have completed the underground utility installation on the south side of Bonifant Street and the traffic signals and pedestrian crossings at Georgia Avenue. We have installed all the OCS poles, completed the curb and sidewalk on the south side of Bonifant, and placed the topsoil in the green areas. Coming up, we have to install the OCS wires. That will happen during the nighttime. We will be restoring some of the pavers in the intersection of Bonifant and Fenton, and installing the lighting along Bonifant Street. I want to mention also that this coming Thursday, so on April 30, we have a PEPCO outreach that is going to affect all the block in Bonifant Street. I'm sure there are a few businesses that are going to be affected. So PEPCO already did the communications to all the affected neighbors, and also our outreach team is being contacting the different businesses, but I wanted to mention here to everybody, just in case somebody didn't got it. In Silver Spring Library, we have completed the installation of the pavers on the station platform, the sidewalk reconstruction, the OCS pole installation, and we already began the installation of many of the station elements. We still have a couple station elements to complete, and we will be activating the traffic signals and permanent configuration at Bonifant Street and Fenton, installing the OCS wires, and completing the landscape on the south side of the station. In the intersection of Fenton and Wayne, we completed the curb, sidewalk, and roadway improvements and installed all the OCS poles. We have 3 corners where we still need to restore the pavers, and we will be doing the final paving and installation of OCS wires starting this summer. In Wayne Avenue, between Fenton to Dell Drive, we have completed the track installation and OCS pole installation. All the stormwater system and sewer is in. We continue working on the driveway and sidewalks. Most of them are currently done. The last couple pieces pending are mostly in Cedar intersection. Coming up, we have to complete the installation of the OCS wires, a few stretches of green trail that are scheduled to be completed very soon. The sidewalks, curbs, and driveways connections, and we will be continuing throughout the next couple of months installing the train control systems and activating the traffic signals. Also, for starting this spring, we're going to begin with the landscaping. Between Dell Drive to Sligo Creek, we completed the sidewalk and roadway construction. install all the OCS poles, and continue working on the TPSS, the traction power substation, by the school, and the systems installation. Coming up, we're going to be shifting the traffic to permanent configuration and removing concrete and water barriers. We will be finishing the last couple sidewalks and curb reconstruction we have. The installation of the OCS wires also happening at night, and the milling of the asphalt. Finally, we'll also activate the traffic signals under the permanent configuration. At Silver Spring International Middle School, we completed the stormwater management facilities. There are 2 ponds over there in the school that we finished it last summer. We installed all the OCS poles as well. Continue the utility work and other system work at the TPSS, and all the curb, sidewalk, and roadway restoration. Coming up, we will install the OCS wires, the landscaping, and the final pavement and the pavement markings. At Sligo Creek Bridge, we completed the bridge and reopened it to traffic, and completed all the stream restoration. And coming up, we will do the final traffic shift and complete the landscaping and tree planting. On East Wayne Avenue, we also did all the storm drain installation, the track and roadway coming into the tunnel, and the OCS poles. And coming up, we are going to finish the construction of the sidewalks and overall the flat works at the entrance of the tunnel. Do the OCS wires coming into the tunnel, and the train control systems. Okay, I'm going to pass it back to Chris.
Thank you, Ricardo.
Or to Ray.
Oh,
sorry, to Ray. Okay.
You're all good, Ricardo. Thank you for giving that construction overview. So switching to business engagement, our Purple Line Business Relationship Manager, Leslie Leith, works with the business engagement team along the alignment, alerting them to construction impacts and providing advanced notifications in English and Spanish. This outreach on the next slide is aimed at minimizing disruption and maximizing awareness. Additionally, our team promotes businesses on our website, our monthly newsletter, and overall social media platforms. I invite you to visit our YouTube channel to see some of the business spotlight videos that are posted there. On the next slide, the Purple Line Small Business Grant Program, which is administered by the Secretary's Office, Department of Transportation, Maryland Department of Transportation, began last year, and $2 million has been awarded to over 180 small businesses. The application period for the second round will open on June 29th, and online applications are due by July 31st. And the application period for the third round will open on October 12th, and online applications are due by November 17th. Don't worry, you do not have to remember all of this information. You can find more information and the application link on our website at purplelinemd.com. With that, I'll turn it over to Doran to do the Beyond the Rail grants.
Actually, I've got it tonight, Ray. Hi, folks. John Underlin with Purple Line Transit Partners. Our group is our long-term members of the community. We're going to be overseeing the operations and maintenance of the Purple Line for 30 years after we start carrying passengers. And so we were looking for a way to really try to give back to the community, and we came up with our Beyond the Rails Community Grant Program, which we debuted in late 2023. And since that time, we've been very pleased to provide $100,000 in grants to to neighborhood groups that make our community better places to live, work, and play. It's always fun for us to go visit with our grant recipients to see firsthand how they're making a difference. The photo here on the left has us celebrating with the Silver Spring International Middle School's Parent-Teacher Student Association. Go Jaguars! As you just heard from Ricardo, of course, with the construction update, Sims is situated right on top of busy Wayne Avenue construction, and we're pleased to have provided a handful of Beyond the Rails grants to them. So if anyone that's on the call is involved with a group that's uplifting our community, I encourage you to apply for a Beyond the Rails grant. You just go to Purple Line MD, click our resources tab, cursor down to the Beyond the Rails grant program. You'll find a brief description and a 2-page, easy to fill out application. Our deadline's coming up. We're about a month away, May 30th. So I encourage you to not delay in checking out our grant program and applying for a grant. This summer, our team of evaluators will take a look at the applications, select, notify, and provide funding to 8 grant recipients doing good works in our community. Thanks for your interest, and back to you, Chris.
Thank you so much, John. Appreciate it. Our outreach team is scheduled to attend or host 18 or more of community events this year. Some recent ones were Sweep the Creek with Friends of Sligo Creek. We were in Maryland Day last weekend on Campus Drive. Other events include Montgomery Hills Street Festival, several career days, Trolley Trail Day, Pride events, and National Night Out events in New Carrollton, Bethesda, and Silver Spring. As the project is in its final year of major construction, we want to take a moment to share some high-level data about what our day-to-day conversations with community members and business owners, content engagement, and community meeting and event organization have looked like over the years. This includes more than 200 events and tours, 12,000 minutes of CAP meetings, 24,000 inquiries, calls, and touch points resolved by the outreach and business engagement teams, over 500,000 social media views, and over 1.4 million website views. Every number presented in the previous data points and in your thoughts and insights highlighted here are important parts of the Purple Line story. And now, with more than 88% of construction complete, 87% of track installed, all 28 LRVs delivered, and testing underway on the eastern portion of the alignment, we are even closer than you think.
At the Purple Line, community is at the heart of everything we do. Every week, our outreach and business engagement teams are out in your neighborhoods, meeting students, families, and business owners, answering questions, and sharing the latest updates about this transformative project. We love connecting with people of all ages, especially kids who are excited to learn about the future of transportation in their own backyard. Our team is here to listen, to inform, and to build trust with you and your neighbors. Your questions, your voices, and your feedback help shape the Purple Line as it moves forward to complete our goal, connecting communities.
We do encourage you to stay engaged with our team and connected with us. If you are not already subscribed to our construction updates or social media platforms, please subscribe. As always, if you have any questions, our team can be reached by using the following 3 email addresses and both hotline phones in English and in Spanish. Now, as we get into the question and answer session, I just want to remind people of a few ways they can ask questions. You can raise your hand in the Microsoft Teams function, or you can ask your questions in the chat and we will answer them. I do see some questions in the chat, so we're going to start there first. David asks, are you able to share estimated final completion dates for each segment of the Purple Line that you were discussing tonight? I consider each segment to be complete when train testing can commence. David, I can start by telling you that we are actually already testing on the eastern end of the alignment, and there are still kind of final punch list items to be completed. So The segments don't need to be 100% complete for testing to happen, but I will pass this to Manuel. Manuel, do you have any further details you can provide on when each segment might be complete?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Chris. The sections that we have been talking about this night are still in progress, and we are expecting to finish construction and get ready to start testing the trains toward the end of this year.
So the end of 2026.
Yes, this year. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, David. Thank you, Manuel. Scott has a question that reads, at a previous meeting, it was said that final paving would happen when the weather warmed in the spring. Did I just hear correctly that it will not happen? It would not begin until summer. When will it be complete everywhere in the sections you were discussing? So Scott, I'm happy to share that we did have some repairs along Wayne Avenue this week. We had some spotted pothole repairs, and there were also some patches that were placed on the Wayne Avenue and Dale Drive intersection just earlier this week to make that ride a little bit more smooth. But correct there, the segment of Wayne Avenue is set to be paved entirely this summer. Manuel, do you have anything you want to add to that?
Thank you, Chris. One of the things that we're doing is there are some areas that we are actually currently doing some pothole repairing towards while we wait till the final paving. There is some work that are pending. That's why the paving will take up to summer to start. But yes, the intention is to start this summer and complete as much as possible. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I see a question here from Quanti asking, for the section that crosses Georgia Avenue, I assume lights will be recalibrated to respond to passing trains. Worried about declining traffic mitigation on Georgia with more traffic tie-ups, particularly during rush hour. I do know that I'm going to give this question to Matt, but I do know that the traffic lights are coordinated for both LRV traffic through the intersections along in coordination with vehicle traffic. But Matt, do you have anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, you nailed it, Chris. The traffic signals are integrated with the train control to sequence the traffic patterns and time the trains as much as possible to arrive in the natural traffic pattern. So that step or feature of our system helps mitigate these concerns as much as possible.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Matt. I appreciate it. Scott has a follow-up question, or sorry, a separate question here. I apologize. Scott, can you clarify the status of the tracks? I may be mixing up different terms. At the beginning of the meeting, it was said that the last section of track was laid, but it was just said that tracks themselves are 87% done. So just to clarify a couple of things there, Scott, there are a couple different kinds of tracks, but yes, currently there are about 87% of the track laid. Earlier in the meeting, we said in the coming weeks, the final section would be laid, and that is still 100% true. Those will be laid, and like I said, in the next coming weeks, and that's a final section near the Silver Spring area. But right now, around 87% are complete, with the remaining over the next couple weeks. Matt, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, just to elaborate a little bit, the track construction, placement of the track, connection of the track is what's going to be completed. Of course, along with all the other types of testing and verifications we do on the project, we do have to make it through an extensive testing process, along with the OCS and the train. So.
Thank you so much, Matt. Appreciate that little clarification. Jamie has another question here. I just want to make sure I can see it. There we go. How will the new Silver Spring Metro Station mezzanine connect to the Purple Line? Manuel, do you want to give a high-level overview, or would you like Christina to explain this?
I think Christina has better details for that one. Christina?
Sure. The mezzanine will be connected to the Purple Line station by a pedestrian bridge we have yet to construct. It will connect specifically to where that trip store is on the second level of the bus center. So you'll be able to walk from the metro platform through our mezzanine over this pedestrian bridge and end up right around the corner from the Purple Line station.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And Jamie, if you want to provide us your email, we can send you the rendering of how it looks over the track. So it is a little bit more of a visual there for you. Are there a follow-up question here from Jamie? Are there pictures of the architectural features surrounding the spaces near the Silver Spring Purple Line elevator? A little unsure on architectural features. If you're talking about the mezzanine, we can show you that for sure, renderings, but we have some photos in the presentation that show the current Silver Spring station and the elevator shafts and stairs. But if you put your email in the chat, we can pull some renderings of the station for you as well, so you can see what the elevator shafts and stairs will look like. Scott says, thank you for the clarification. I believe that we're going to try to put that in the chat for you right now, actually. Jamie, so stand by. We're working to get that for you. I see a question here for Webb, and then I'm going to jump over to some hands raised and come back in the chat. Okay. So Webb has a question. What percentage of OCS is now wired, and when will that work be expected to be complete? Manuel, do you have a high-level overview of the percentage of the OCS along the alignment?
I'm gonna guess. I mean, I don't know it on top of my head of what is a wire, but I think it's probably over 75%. It's already wire along the entire alignment. This is the last portion that is going to see the wire coming up. And like I mentioned, I mean, the expectation is to, obviously, we need a wire to be able to test the trains towards the end of the year.
Okay, thank you so much. Joel, I'm coming to you in just 1 second. I'm going to answer one more in the chat because there's one left here. David asks, is there an estimated date by which the Capitol Crescent Trail will be open for people to use? Ray, are you able to help us with this one?
Sorry, I did had difficulty getting the camera on, but yes, we are working towards opening up in phases for the Capitol Crescent Trail. We are going to open as soon as it's safe to do so, but we are looking up and opening different phases and hope to open up one phase of it, beginning towards the western portion of it, of the Capitol Crescent Trail, sometime this year. So keep a lookout for that as more information will come about as we start to get more details around what phase will open up.
Thank you, Ray. Joel, I see you have your hand raised. Would you like to ask your questions?
I've been to the Silver Spring Metro station before. They do all really have a physical address number on the transit center. Will they be still using the same address or a different address? And also in the other station, like Silver Spring Library and the Dale Drive, will they still use that other address, or will they have a different address?
Yep. So we currently have about 15 of the 21 station addresses installed on on Google Maps or different navigation platforms, because Google has to accept those changes. So we are working to put those up there. Obviously, we're not operational yet, so we'll have plenty of time before we're completely operational by the end, anticipated the end of next year, for those to be finalized. But yep, we'll have those completed for you, Joel, and that will be a different address from what I am told for the Silver Spring Purple Line station, separate from the transit center. But I will double check that and get that information to you via email after the meeting.
I think the address for Silver Spring Metro is the 8400 Colesdale Road. So
yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the WMATA address is, but I can check the Purple Line address for you and let you know afterwards.
But that be a different address. They're not gonna use the one for Silver Spring Metro.
Do you have any other questions, Joel?
I have my question. Are they gonna use the same address from Metro Station, will be a different address.
I'll confirm that with you offline once I get the confirmation answer for you, but I'm pretty sure it's a different address. I'll let you know via email though, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Joel. I have another question here from the chat from Leah. When will the WMATA South entrance at Silver Spring when will the WMATA South entrance at Silver Spring open? Manuel, are we able to answer this question? I'm not sure we can speak on behalf of WMATA or.
Well, I mean, our connection to WMATA is expected to be done also towards completion of our project. So right now it's we're talking about probably end of 2027.
Got it. I see. I apologize. I read the question. I see what you're saying. Is that the same for the bridge between the MARC station and the Silver Spring Transit Center? Is that the same timeline?
I'm not so sure about that bridge, but if we are talking about the pedestrian connection that Christina was mentioning before, that will be part of the same. So once everything, all the entire station is ready, will be open all at once.
Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Manuel. I do see that Nolan shared the rendering in the chat. Thank you so much. Scott has a question here. Have the dates of the utility relocation for the Spring Street Bridge already been scheduled with all of the utilities? Concerned about any kind of delays this might cause. Manuel, are you able to address this question?
I don't have an exact date, but the team is working really hard to get this area done as soon as possible, and we're sticking to the plan of having the construction completed by summer 2026.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay. I don't see any other hands raised, and I see, thanks, Scott. Appreciate that. And I see Todd's question was answered as well. Leah has a question here. What month will the Silver Spring Green Trail fully open? Manuel, are you able to take this for us?
I'm not so sure about this one exactly, so let me get back to you and we can respond after that. I just want to make sure we provide the right answer.
Absolutely. And Leah, just for context too, once construction is complete, there's a handover process that has to happen between building and opening up the green trail. So that's with the county. So even though it might be completed, we have to coordinate that with the county as well. So just want to provide some additional context there.
You're right, Chris.
Leah, thanks, Samuel. Leah, if you put your email in the chat, we can follow up with you as well. Okay. I do not see any additional hands raised on the meeting or questions, but please know that if you have any additional questions, you are able to submit them to us via our email addresses on the previous slides, which again, that's outreach@purplelinemd.com. You're also able to call us on our hotline, which we have both in English and in Spanish. I do know that in the chat right now, we just had a member of our team post all the addresses for the stations along the alignment, Joel, and anybody else who is interested in the 21 different station addresses, they are placed in the chat. And Joel, we will email these to you so you have them at your fingertips, okay?
I got another question.
Absolutely.
I guess, how would I get to the chat? Because I'm on
I can
the
send
phone.
it to your email. Don't even worry about it. We'll take care of it for you. We got you.
Okay. All right.
All good. We'll send it to you right now, Joel.
Okay.
Thank you for putting your email in the chat, Leah. I appreciate it. All good there. Okay. With that concludes our Silver Spring CAP meeting. And if you have any further additional questions, like I said, we're happy to answer them. We're happy to answer them for you by sending it to our outreach email, outreach@purplelinemd.com. With that, I hope you have a great rest of your night.